If you really want to build wealth, you are going to have to make sacrifices. There's no other way around it. And that means putting in the work, putting in the time to spend less and earn more, that way you have more money to invest. And if you put in that effort, if you cancel the Netflix, if you cancel some of that time, that way you have more time available to allocate to you building wealth, you will surprise yourself how much you can learn in just 6 months. When you first start learning anything, it is so overwhelming. I go through the same thing even in business. When I go and start learning a new thing, if I started learning about building a good SEO website, it's going to be very overwhelming. Because now you start hearing about all these terms and all these ideas and all these strategies and all these different opinions that is just information overload. But if you stick with it and you start breaking it down and you start digesting and you start watching more videos and you start reading more blogs, eventually, once you put in 50 hours, you're going to start learning the basics. When you put in 500 hours, you're going to know it really well. You're going to know it better than most people out there. And it takes the time and the dedication to be able to do that. Now you can change it from building an SEO website to learning how to build a business, to learning how to earn more money, to learning how to invest your money better, to learning how to invest in real estate, to learning how to invest in real estate without a ton of money, to learning how to invest in stocks. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to start reallocating your time. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you've probably heard the saying, pay yourself first, that you got to pay yourself first before you go out and make everybody else rich. Because, well, now when you invest your money before you go out and spend your money, now you can make yourself rich first. Well, it's the same thing with your time. Spend your time on you first before you spend your time on everything else. Now, of course, you got to spend time with your family, your spouse. I get that. But I'm talking about the Netflix time, because that's time that's just killing your brain cells. Reallocate that TV time that's not doing anything to now something that's going to be more productive. And if you say, but Jaspreet, that's my time to relax and unwind. Listen, you can unwind a whole lot easier when you're rich. Work to build what it is that you want. And I'm not saying you got to go and kill yourself watching these YouTube videos and learning. You can be relaxed and watching some YouTube videos too. There are some entertaining channels that can teach you how to build wealth, that can teach you how to invest your money, and that can be another form of unwind. And it's just like starting to be healthy. When you go from eating donuts and Twinkies and Ho-Hos every day, and then you start eating a salad, it's going to taste like crap. But once you start eating salads, you're going to realize, oh, you can make a salad taste pretty good. And then you start liking the taste of the healthy food options, and then the unhealthy food starts to taste bad because now you've changed your palate. You've changed the way that your tongue likes food. It's the same thing with your time. When all you're used to is watching dumb TV shows and movies on Netflix, where as soon as you start watching something educational, it's going to feel so boring and so annoying and so stressful. But as you start to watch more of the educational content, now all of a sudden you're going to start liking it. You're going to like the feeling of learning and becoming smarter and having education that can allow you to increase your income. And then you're going to realize, wait, wasting my time watching all of these dumb shows isn't as fun or as enjoyable as I thought. But it takes that initial ditching the donuts and the Ho-Hos and start eating the salads. It's the same thing here. You're ditching all the brain-killing content. That way you can increase your wealth content. And the reason why this is so important now is because of the current state of the economy and how our money is changing. Now, of course, what I always like to say is your mindset is the precursor for any success. The way you think is going to change what you do, and what you do is going to change what you get. And the way that you can change what you think is to change how you spend your time. You got to change the environment that your brain is in. When your brain is in a toxic, negative, brain-killing environment, whether that's around toxic people, whether it's around drugs and alcohol, whether it's around a bunch of broke people with negative attitudes, you're going to be absorbing all this negativity and all this bad stuff that's going to make it very hard for you to think positive, successful things. That's going to make it extremely difficult for you to do anything that's going to bring you any positivity and success. And so if you don't have that environment around you, you got to put yourself and force yourself in that content. And the most accessible way to do that is just to reallocate that free time that you have to something that's going to allow you to learn. That way you can start changing the way that your brain is wired and start changing the way that your brain thinks. That way now you can start thinking of ways to grow your income and build your wealth instead of just thinking of ways of how can you just shut off. Now, we are entering a strange economy, and we're already in a strange economy, but that's what then accelerates the importance of this because, well, our economy is going through its own struggles right now. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.